sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, welcome to the last party of the weekend. It's 10 Drink Minimum. I'm your host, Chris Burnett. Let me pull my co-hosts in. We have one Holly Ann Bird.
Hello.
And we have one James Smiley.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Yeah, happy Easters, everybody.
Happy Easters.
How's everyone doing?
Well, I am doing fantastic, but I have a hilarious Easter-themed story.
Ooh, I want to hear this story while I share the
So,
So.
on Thursday, somebody knocked on our front door at 8 a.m.
Ooh, wait, what day was this?
On Thursday.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah, and we weren't either. Danny was like, nobody should be bugging us at 8 a.m.
Oh, she gets up out of bed. She's like, who in the fuck on a...
Well, I think her exact words were, Holly hasn't had her coffee yet.
She knows you.
It was a lady, and she was, Hamster opened the door, and she goes, is this your giant white monster across the street here? And Hamster looks out, and it was a huge white rabbit with dark ears and a dark nose. And he said, no, it's not. And the lady was like, well, somebody needs to do something about it because I almost ran over it.
Okay.
So he brings it in because obviously he didn't want it to get hurt in case it was somebody's pet. But
wait
no,
a minute. So this is a real rabbit?
A real rabbit.
Oh, I thought you meant like a fucking blow up one or something.
No. Like a real bona fide giant, she's giant rabbit. And we have tried to find her owner. We can't find her owner anywhere. Nobody's claiming her. So we acquired a rabbit this week.
Oh.
And her name is Bonbon.
Okay. How do you know that her name is Bonbon, or you just named it that?
Oh, we named her Bonbon.
Oh, okay. I was all, how do you know the name of it?
Well, I had to know or something.
I did see that a couple of places that, like, you know, you can get pets at they actually like stopped selling rabbits.
Yes.
For this period.
Yeah.
Because rabbits are the worst pet for abandonment.
Yes. And that's another reason we tried to be very careful, like how we
abandon pets.
No, we tried to be careful how we found her owners, because we were like, you know, it's the week of Easter. There's a lot of people who might be like, oh, we could get the kids a rabbit, you know, might claim it even though it's not theirs.
Yeah.
But they're very difficult pets. I will tell you that.
I would love to have that be like, we're very protected. We're very careful how we abandon our pets.
How we abandon them.
First of all, if you abandon a pet, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And I have a feeling, because nobody in our neighborhood is claiming her, somebody either just set her free or like somebody drove around and just dropped a rabbit off.
Right.
Somewhere.
So somebody abandoned it already. Like the husband brought it home and he's like, look what I got for the kid. And the wife's like, we don't need that in the house, you piece of shit.
Well, I think she was somebody's pet for a while because she is very docile and very sweet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Are rabbits usually fucking angry and like violent?
I don't know. I mean, they can be. They could be bitey.
I mean, I've seen that in Watership Down, the original, where, you know, that was the scariest shit I've ever seen.
Well, the nice thing about rabbits are they don't last very long.
Fuck.
They can live up to 17 years.
Jesus, James.
Okay, really? Because I've had 5 of them, and none of them's made it more than 2 years.
Oh,
Really?
why are you choosing a rabbit?
What's that?
Why are you choosing a rabbit as a pet?
My mom likes rabbits, so we always had rabbits around. You can litter box trained.
Mm-hmm. They're cute.
Yeah, they're cute. They have like weird personalities.
Really?
Yeah, they have attitude. It's like hilarious.
Well, all I know is that I need you to throw the radio into the tub when the white rabbit peaks. That's all I know. That's all I'm saying. I didn't know that. I didn't know rabbits had such a personality. I thought they just like I've seen it where people have like they have like a litter box, but it has kind of like a grill over it. So they kind of just walk onto the grill and then just like drop the pebbles down onto the sand or what, not sand, but you know what I'm litter.
Yeah,
litter.
It's a litter box.
The litter box.
They're very smart. They're very trainable.
Yeah.
And if you make them mad, they'll like turn their back to you.
Really?
She thumps her feet when she's super excited.
Oh. Well, maybe I'm fucking completely way off on this rabbit as a pet thing. I've seen them at the state fair. You see these magnificent, like huge rabbits, you know. And I'm like, well, I'm used to rabbits that could like hop, and I don't. These ones can hop for shit. I'm just saying.
Hi, baby cat.
Right. We were supposed to have Peter Rice from Downtown Albuquerque News on, but I sent him the link to the live feed and everything, and I haven't heard anything back from him. But
he abandoned us.
He abandoned us like the rabbit.
Like a rabbit.
I think it. I'm not gonna be like upset with him. I think it's my fault. I talked to him like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't really follow up too well because I'm that kind of booker. That's how terrible I am. I just assume people are gonna be like, ready to go. I don't know. I don't know. He's probably gonna see the messages I just sent him and be like, and none of them are bad, but he's gonna be like, oh shit, son of a bitch. I don't know. Could be. We'll see. I don't know.
So instead, we have my cat, Baby Cat, as a guest.
And Baby Cat is a good guess. I'm not upset with Baby Cat. I'm excited. I did want to bring up something that's on the camera right now, though. I'm wearing a special shirt, actually.
Ooh.
Is that the throwback shirt?
That's the throwback shirt. That's the original. This is the 2D, 2J shirt. See?
Ooh.
I haven't worn this shirt in a long, long time. But there's a reason why I wore the shirt today. Because in July, this shirt turns 14 years old, which means the show turns 15 years old.
Whoa.
Dun, dun, dun.
Holy moly.
We got to figure out what's going on for that 15th anniversary show, We got to see what's happening.
Well, I will tell you that I'm going to be super pregnant in July, so that's hilarious.
You know what? You knew this was coming, Holly. How dare you? I'm going to have a baby right in the middle of the anniversary. Well, your baby's not due then. Your baby's due for another month, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He'll be due in August. So.
Wow, 15 years.
That's going to be crazy. We're going to have a rager.
I just keep rocking and rolling, man. Just keep on loving it. I don't remember the speech from Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights, something like that.
You should look that up.
Yeah, right. But it's 15 years, and I haven't really posted anything about it. Or COVID's kind of fucked things up, But I got my first shot finally on Thursday. James, have you got any shots?
I have not yet. No.
James, you need to get on that shit, man. You need to stop letting it fly by. So Monday, yeah, go ahead.
I didn't mean to.
Well, Monday it's going to be open to everyone.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's easier.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you're not just going to be able to go. You're going to have to schedule it, but I have to tell you, man. So I got the Moderna, which is the there's Pfizer, the Moderna, and then AstraZeneca. Correct? Yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson.
Right. They actually said that we probably aren't going to need the AstraZeneca. We have enough.
Oh.
So they're probably not going to buy them. They took too long. Sorry, bro. You took too long, bro. It's like whenever you order from another place. Yeah, I'm all shot up, guys. That's what Ross. So I want to talk about this guy that just popped up, Ross Briggs. So Ross Briggs, in July, this will be 15 years of 10 drink minimum. Ross Briggs, back in the day, was our intern.
What?
Was the intern? Yeah, ask it. Watch, Ross. Were you not the intern for 10 drink minimum? Yeah, way back in the day in the old Old Town house. Oh, he just threw it. Oh, he threw it hardcore. He said, "OG." So maybe Ross Briggs will come around for the 15-year anniversary and tell some of his Schwan Man stories. He's a Schwan Man. He said that
he was talking about that last night, huh?
Yeah. And he's a Portales OG. He's Portales Mafia. Yeah. It's like Portales Mafia, dog. Like we throw the sign, we're all yeah. But he's a Schwan man, and apparently he goes to the door to sell people Schwan stuff, and they show up naked. So,
our neighbor across the street. I meant to say this last night. Our neighbor across the street gets Schwan's shrimp for her cat, and that's what her cat eats every day.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, man. They're like, I'm gonna get shrimp from Schwan's for the cat. That's some bougie shit right there.
And the cat is humongous.
Yeah,
this is the biggest cat I've ever seen in my life.
He's all shrimped out, man. Dude, that'd be awesome if she got him like the little pizzas and then the orange shirt push up.
The little ice cream bars.
Let's talk about Schwan's. I talked about it a little on the. So I did a late night show last night just to fuck around. You know, if you follow us, if you go to facebook.com/10drink and you like or follow our page, you might see me randomly pop up, and I do random shows. So I was talking about Schwan's last night, and they said fat or jacked cat, yeah. And
both, I think.
Did you guys ever have Schwan's when you were growing up? Did you ever eat
it?
So my mom would. So when I was in junior high, they had the little pizzas, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, when I was in junior high, that was like, fuck the cafeteria. I'll go buy the little pizza for $2 and eat that. So then, like in the 9th grade, we moved out to the country, and one of the things is my mom, like my parents were like, we're going to buy a farm. We're going to move out in the country. You're going to get a dirt bike. You're going to, we're going to order Schwan's. We'll get the little pizzas. I ate so many of those little Schwan's pizzas. I have never, like, once I moved to college, I've never had another one again. So I wonder if I like them.
That's funny. My grandma would get Schwan's.
Oh,
and she got these popsicle things that were like, I don't know. I think they were diet popsicles. I'm not sure. But they were pink and white and orange and white. They weren't the push-up things. They were...
Yeah, there wasn't the orange sherbet push-up things.
No, they were different. They were like pink and white and orange and white, and they were delicious. And I hadn't thought of them until you talked about it last night. And I don't even know if they sell them anymore.
They're bomb pops. See, this guy works for Schwan. I mean, he doesn't, but yes, he does. Anyway, like, yeah. Do you remember the orange sherbet push-up things though? That was like one of their signature, like, he said they still have them.
Oh, I might need to order those.
Dude, I might have to do. Oh, here we go. They're like Schwan's. Here we go. The chat's Schwan's cherry flautas, little pizzas, chicken tenders, and push-up pops. Yeah, the push-up pops. See, Megan's also from that area of New Mexico, so she knows. Like Schwan's is big in eastern New Mexico, yo.
Yeah, well, and that's where my grandma is from. My grandma's from Portales.
Oh.
And she lived in northern New Mexico.
Mafia, dog. Portales Mafia. Do you know where I got that? The Portales Mafia?
No.
So we're part of the Barillas Podcasters Guild, and one of the, we sign people up to do podcasting in our studio and all that stuff. And the United came to like look at our studios to see if they wanted to record in our studios. Well, one of the guys that's like high up in the United organization, his name is Lucas Cash. Have you ever heard of him? He's like one of the higher up in the United organization. And and Lucas and I went to college together, but I didn't know that because I didn't know him. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I know you through Billy. And he's like, I went to Portales, and he's like, Portales Mafia, man. He's like, we run shit. And I was like, no fucking way. I was like, holy shit, Portales Mafia. And I love that. I was like, that's great. So Lucas Cash from the United. So
that's hilarious.
Here you go, Megan. She says, we lived in the country that was delivery. That's fine. Oh yeah. You always loved. So living out in the country, let me explain. So eastern New Mexico is flat. It's very much like the Midwest. It's very much like Kansas and Oklahoma, whatever. It's very flat. So when you live out on a farm out there, it's not rolling. It's just flat. So when someone turns on your road, you can like go look and go, oh shit, someone's coming. And then, it's also really good because you're like, go get the gun ready just in case, but and like the Schwann truck is like this pickup truck, but it has like a big, like refrigerated box on the back of it. So when you would see the Schwann guy turn on your road, you'd be like, oh shit, the Schwann guy's here. Because you'd put your order and you'd call in your order, and then they would come and deliver, or they would come by and they had a little thing that they had like a little, well, back in those days, they would just write it down, I think. Oh yeah, they're very big in West Texas, eastern New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They would have your order you'd order it for the next time or something like that. But then you'd be running out of Schwann stuff. You'd be like, oh, the Schwann man's coming. And you'd see him literally a mile away. So that was always fun. That was always exciting because you get your little pizzas. My mom would be like, hey, what do you want from Schwann? And they'd give you like a little like thing. And you could look at all the different like stuff that was on it. And they had all kinds of different food, really. They had like, like chicken breasts and, steaks and all kinds of shit. But, it all depends on what, some of the stuff was expensive. Some of it wasn't. But you could always put it in the freezer. So the other big thing was if you lived out in the country, you had your refrigerator in your house, and it had a freezer. But you always had a deep freezer.
Yeah.
Either in the garage or where was ours at? My grandma ours was in the garage too. And it was either like another, like a whole, like a looked like a stand-up refrigerator, but it was a freezer, like both bottom and top, or just full on. Or it was like that like long where you like lifted up the door like it was the hood of a car. And you reach down into the freezer. But everyone in the country has those. And you'd put all your Schwann stuff in that. Man, nostalgia.
I've never even. I'm just sitting back and listening. I've never even heard of this thing.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
They have them here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Chest freezer. There you go. The chest freezer. That's like the big thing. Well, so I got to explain it to you. So like when I lived out in the country, like it's a 35 mile drive to the grocery store. So you have a lot of frozen goods that you stock up on your frozen goods, so you don't have to drive to the grocery store, because you can't just like go, you know what, let's have steaks tonight, and drive out to drive over to the store and go get them and bring them back. You just can't.
I know. I live in Arkansas. Everyone has one of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Arkansas. That's a normal thing.
They don't have extra. Around there?
I've never heard of it.
That's weird.
Interesting.
Dude, we got to get. So
everyone has like one of those garage freezers.
So, Smiley, I'm going to order some of the pizzas and some of the orange sherbet push-up pops so you can have some. Just so you can have it.
I'm going to get some of those bomb pops.
Bomb pops. Which is crazy because those names were, oh, damn, look at this. Look at Megan Jacobs. My mom has 2 deep freezers and a fridge in the garage.
Wow.
They said.
That's like a. Okay.
Very nice. This is the Schwann's commercial. Today's show is sponsored by Schwann's. Just kidding.
Dude,
I
I've been to convenience stores that have less refrigeration units than that.
All right. Right. No shit. Right. That's some country living right there, man. You know, you're like, well, let's have some steaks. And like, do we have any? I don't know. Let me go look. And they're just like freezer burned. Like,
Right.
there's got to be a lot of food that's just freezer burned, right? At that point. Oh,
I have a chest freezer right now.
do you really? What do you put in that trucker?
I put all kinds of stuff. I mean, I have a little kid. Here's the thing about kids
You
too.
put your
Is
kid in
like,
the chest freezer? Son of a bitch.
Nice.
I'm just,
yes, I put no.
y'all, time out.
Thank you so much.
Just until you
that's
learn
her
your lesson.
timeout. Oh my gosh, I can't say anything on the show without getting in trouble. No, she eats a lot, and I don't like to go to the grocery store that often. But we go to Costco and we just get a lot of like frozen vegetables and chicken and meat and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
No, yeah, and I get that. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to go to the grocery store as often. You just go there. You just
Taking a kid to the grocery store is impossible.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But then you start learning a thawing routine, right? Where you thaw things. You're like, well, what do you guys want to like? You start planning dinner. Like, are you to that phase of life, Holly Ann, where you're like planning dinner? Like when you wake up, you're like, well, what are you going for dinner night? I can get it out and start thawing it.
I usually know what we're having for dinner the day before.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ross says Holly is my favorite type of customer. Oh, she's talking about the deep freezes. One's for meat, one's for garden veggies, and she cans everything too. Wow.
That's so smart.
Well, and then you also have to have lots of room in case you shoot, like if you get a deer tag and you go and you shoot a deer, you got to have all that meat. You got to put all that meat somewhere. You know, that's a big one. I never did that, but that's a big one in the country. I don't know. So you plan out dinner the day before?
Sometimes, like, I have dinners pretty much planned
Mm-hmm.
for the whole week.
Damn.
On Monday night.
See, I can't go to the store. I walk through the store and I'm just like, I don't know what I want. I have so many different like drinks in my refrigerator, like bubble water, Topo Chico, seltzers, and then like Arizona iced tea. And then I'm like, food. I'm like, I don't know what I eat. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have to feed 2 other people every night. So
yeah, that's true. And then you know what I mostly cook, right?
I don't.
Pizza?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
That's not true, but yeah. It might. So I have so last week I got a little harsh on the show about all of the, people flooding in and how I don't like the change. And I don't think I got a little harsh. I think it's about right. I think, we don't want the change, blah, blah. But I have some good news to report. Real good news. So I went to, first of all, I want to, this is going to sound bad, but I just want to call it, like, I feel like on the show, we call it what it is. Right. So all of a sudden, everybody's like aware of this thing called First Fridays, the art walk. And they're like, oh, is this going to keep going on through the summer? And I'm like, motherfucker, the First Fridays, the art walk has been going on for years in Albuquerque. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, everyone is aware of it now because the COVID's going on and nothing's going on. Now, I think, and I'm not trying to attack them, I think they need to take the word art out of the whole thing because there's very little art going on. It's not an art walk. It is a mercantile or a bazaar. It's because like there's like very few galleries open where you can actually go in and see actual art. It's a place where people are just setting up tables and selling stuff, which I'm fine with. I'm not against. You want to sell T-shirts, you want to sell athletic shorts, you want to sell socks, you want to do whatever. That's fine. But calling that an art walk is kind of like an odd thing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an outdoor mercantile, and just call it that.
I
Now,
thought it was just
But I mean,
First
before COVID
Fridays.
times, it was an art walk though.
what's that? Say that again, Holly.
Oh, I said before COVID, it was an art walk though.
It was.
It's just, they can't have people, a ton of people walking through.
No, I know, and I know that. But all these people don't know that. These people who are this all new to, they're like, oh, it's a place where you can go and buy bracelets and T-shirts, photographs, lowriders, which whatever, that's fine, and it's fine, and it's turned into this like golem of like thousands of people, whatever. Now, so I go down there on Friday, and so I don't know if I should out them. So behind the El Rey, they set up a stage for live music in that parking lot, right? That one that you have to pay to be in. First of all, I came up with a meme. How do I know that you're not from downtown? You park in that parking lot, because no one I know that lives downtown would think of parking in the parking lot behind El Rey. Never. So they set up a stage back there, and I was like, so I asked some people, I was like, that's cool that they let you do this. And they're like, oh, they don't know. And I'm like, what happens if they find out? They're like, I don't know. I guess they're like, we're just kind of loosely affiliated. We're giving them power. And if it gets busted, we're just gonna be like, oh, we didn't know what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck ever? And I'm like, yep, that's some downtown bullshit right there, which I love, which I'm here for. And the music was great. They had live music out there. It was great. Now, so you have these thousands of like tourist people, these like underage people that don't belong, blah, blah, blah. And they're annoying me, and I'm just like, ugh. And then all of a sudden, I see a dude dressed like Spider-Man, head to toe, out of shape, like out of shape Spider-Man, carrying a large chest, right? Creepily walking downtown. He's walking through the crowd creepily with this large chest. He's stopping. He puts it down. He'll sit on it, and he'll like do weird poses. And anytime people come over there to like ask him for a photo, he's like, yeah, he like gives them a thumbs up. He's not talking the entire time. They'll go to take the picture, and right before they take the picture, he pulls off the Spider-Man mask, and he has a yellow mask on that says "resist." and I'm like, yes, thank you, weirdo. And then I see this homeless guy, right? Dirty, nasty homeless guy. He has on an orange vest. Like he worked at a construction site or whatever, but he's got an orange vest on, and like at first, like if you take a glance over, you think maybe he's like working the event. He just goes out and starts directing traffic, like totally like fucking illegally, and just starts yelling shit. And the cops know him apparently, and so they don't do shit to him. They just kind of yell back at him, and he yells back at them, and they have a banter back and forth. And of course, people are like all, oh, and I'm just like, Yes, this is what
Downtown is back.
Downtown is still here. The bite is still there. The weirdness is still there. And then as the music's going on, I look at the parking lot across the street behind that like tire shop or whatever it is that's down there. Like, it's not Firestone, is it? No, it's
Goodyear.
So behind the parking lot behind Goodyear, people have like parked all in that parking lot and then opened up like the back of their cars, and they're just like drinking and sitting in the back. And I'm like, yes,
perfect.
We're still here, guys. They haven't traded us.
When the bunny overshadowed my other big news for the week.
Oh, what's that?
I am having a boy.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought you were
which I'm nervous about.
Baby, and I'm like, that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you happy about that or not?
I'm very happy. I wanted a boy.
Okay.
Because we already have a girl.
Okay.
But I am nervous actually.
What about what?
Well, raising a boy, because I'm a girl.
Okay.
I don't know what they do.
Do you think a boy will be easier than the girl or harder?
Yes. 100%. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a learning curve because I'm not a boy. So there will be things about boys that I don't understand. But I 100% think it'll be easier than a girl.
What do you think the hardest thing will be?
For me personally, like I can't think of how I'm gonna potty train him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I have Hamster for that. So,
Right.
but I don't know. I don't know what the hardest thing. I think, raising a human is just hard, but until you meet them and know their personality, you don't know what's gonna be difficult.
Right. So let me ask this: is Hamster like? Is he has to be amped about the boy?
Oh, he's stoked.
Because he already has a girl. So
He already has
a boy and a girl. So is he already like? Is he amped about like sports? Like, is he already talking about do all the sport?
He wants him to play soccer and golf.
But what if he doesn't want to do any of that? What if he's a computer nerd?
I mean, Hamster will have to get over it.
Oh man.
I'd be happy if he was a little nerd.
Yeah.
I want him to be a little like band nerd or something.
Wow.
But
I hated sports.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had my mom take me out of even though I played soccer, I was like, please, can I just go back to ballet?
Yeah. And like if he's like that, we gotta be fine with it. You can't just force them.
I like that because my dad was the opposite. He was like, "You're going to do it." So someone asked a question that we haven't answered in a while. So why is his name Hamster?
Well, when I first met him, he was a brewer, and he would like get up in the morning and use his mouthwash or whatever, but he would wear like the same work pants like a couple days in a row because they would get dirty and covered in grain. And for whatever reason, he just, with the mouthwash and the grain, he smelled like a hamster.
Yeah.
And it just stuck.
Yeah, like you didn't call him that. Like his coworkers called him that, right?
No, I called him that.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. Yeah. Megan Jacobs says boys are easier to potty train. They like to pee on things like bugs. That's how we trained Raina T's boy.
It's true. It's true. Peeing on things is one of the things I really enjoyed as being a little boy.
I also heard you could put like Cheerios in the toilet and they see it as like targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That would totally work.
Yeah. Somebody asked me one time, like, a woman asked me, she's like, what's it like to write your name in the snow? And I was like, I don't know.
You've never done that?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know how to explain like what like I don't know what it's not like to write my name in the snow.
Oh, I was like, if you hadn't have done that, I would be so disappointed.
No. And then I was like, well, I'm willing to lend my penis so you could try it, but it was a hot girl, so and this was a whole weird conversation. So
we'll just skip over that.
We'll skip over that.
I think a boy is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I hang out with a lot of dudes. So I feel like I was meant to be a boy mom.
Yeah. You'll have to bring him over so I can, be like, what's up, bro? And then we can like forearm bashes.
Well, you have to teach him about wrestling and stuff.
Oh, fucking A. I mean, you got to learn about wrestling,
Yeah. I'm excited. I did not want a daughter.
Oh, I think the guy thinks he thought it was was for today.
Oh,
whoops. For next Sunday. Hold on. It's supposed to be today.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I had that wrong. Yeah, maybe he's next week. Oops.
Whoops.
Yeah. Because we talked on the phone, which I can't really go back and look at. So,
right.
Whoops. Oops. Yeah, I guess he said.
As long as we didn't double book.
Okay, then we're fine. So, okay. Right. So Peter Rice he'll be back. He'll be here next week then. Sorry, guys.
Whoops. That's okay. Yeah, here's the deal. I love Danny. I love my kid, like my bonus daughter. I love her so much, but girls are a lot.
Yeah.
Girls are a lot. So I think it'll be a fun adventure.
I'll say this. I think guys are easier on the bathroom. And I say that because every woman I've ever lived with, they take over the bathroom. Guys are like, I need a drawer.
Right.
Like one drawer and I'm good. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like you walk in and there's like just stuff everywhere.
There's hair clips, and it's starting with Danny already too. Like her hair stuff is everywhere. And...
Yeah. Okay, so I was wrong. He's going to be Peter Rice from Downtown Albuquerque News is next week. Good thing we didn't say a lot of bad things about him.
Only
it is something we do.
It's something we do. You know what?
It is something we do.
His face.
We talk a lot of smack about people who wrong us.
Why don't you get sponsors? Well, let me tell you.
Let me tell you what happens.
Corona beer, fuck them. Yeah, he'll be on next. He'll be on next. He was actually like, I can jump on if you want me to. I'm like, no, let's wait till next week. We're talking about Holly Ann's baby life. So at what age do you? So how tall is Hamster? How tall is he? 5.
Not tall. We're both not really tall.
Neither one of these over 6 foot.
No, definitely not.
So we're not looking at a wrestling career for the child. Is your family tall? Any of your family tall?
My dad is very tall.
Your dad is tall. So there's a chance.
My mom is average height, and I don't know what happened to me. So
what about Hamster's family?
I think his dad is average.
Okay. So whenever we start this kid's wrestling career, we're probably going to want to look at high flying, right?
Yes.
You need to be lean and fast. All right.
That's funny.
Worried about raising a mama boy.
Is
that a thing anymore? Is that a deal?
Am I worried about it? No.
No.
I will be happy if he is a mama's boy, but I don't think that means what it used to mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I worried my child will love me too much?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
We'll teach the kid how to take a pile driver on a table, probably around age 8 or 9, I think.
That's about right.
Yeah, I mean, I learned most of my stunt work when I was a kid.
Let me ask this question. Is there a way to strengthen up the spine? Is that a thing?
In his sonogram this week, he had a really good spine. So
all right. So yeah, that's good.
But as far as the mama's boy thing goes, I don't know. I don't think it means the same thing that it did, but I will be excited because our daughter is very much a daddy's girl.
Okay.
So, I'll be happy to have something that's attached to me.
Yeah.
A very selfish motive there.
So I actually have a good frame of reference with this. So how old is what's her name? God damn it, I'm terrible.
Danny.
Sorry. That's awful. How old is she?
She just turned 5.
5. So she's going to be about 5 years older than him.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with an older sister. I grew up as a two-child household where I had an older sister and I was the younger brother.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I can tell you is like always treat them equally. Like,
okay.
Don't ever be like, well, that's what girls do, not boys. Like that's a terrible, like that happened when I was growing up and I hated it when I was a kid. Whenever I would have to do like hard work and then I'd be like, why doesn't she have to do that? And they're like, well, she's a girl. And I always thought that was terrible. And then I don't know, I'm not going to go into the psychology of it, but, I learned like I felt it was bad that like but as an adult now, like I have a hardcore work ethic, and I'm not saying this doesn't, but I don't, yeah. I think it was definitely not beneficial to do that.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
The good thing about Danny is her mom is a farmer, so she doesn't mind. She helps us with yard work. She enjoys it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think we're going to have an interesting dynamic. Also, Danny's really into like bugs and stuff. So, I mean, she's girly, but not, we also don't pull that crap where, you're a girl, so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. That was terrible. Like, I mean, that was in the 80s when people were like, boys work outside, girls clean the house.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst. Like, even like in the 80s, I thought that was a terrible way to treat people.
Well, I'll tell you, my first husband was raised that way, and when we got a divorce, I had to make him an instruction sheet how to wash his clothes.
Oh,
So
gravy.
it's also not good to raise your son that way either.
No, absolutely not. Like, I'll tell you when I learned how to like wash my clothes. My mom. So when I was in high school, my senior year, we had a foreign exchange student live with us my senior year from Germany, and he had this fucking red sweater that, like, I don't know what terrible ink they used. Every time she washed any of my clothes with this fucking red sweater, it bled into my clothes. So like when you have denim jeans, the denim in your pants has white fabric in it, or whatever. So my pants would come out pink.
Oh no!
Like a pinkish blue. My shirts that were white would turn pink. And so I would chew my mom's ass, and she's like, "Well, wash your clothes yourself." And I was like, "Teach me how." Fucking A. I don't want you to ruin my clothes anymore. And that's how that shit worked. Like, I don't know if she did that shit on purpose or not, but
My mom did the same thing.
It sounds like a mom trick to me.
Just screwing up my clothes. I was like, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, because you can't fix that. You can't fix denim jeans that have been fucking pinked.
You know what my mom did to me in high school was she got rid of clothes she didn't find appropriate.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she just got rid of clothes. We just walked around naked. And then, so she got rid of your clothes that she found inappropriate?
Yep. And she would say, "Oh, it got lost," or "Oh, it got ruined," or "Oh, I don't know what happened."
Oh, I see. She wouldn't just be like, "This is inappropriate, Holly," and throw it in the trash in front of you. She just it just disappeared.
Yeah. And years later, she finally admitted to it. But same thing. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm going to learn how to wash my own clothes.
I feel like I'm not a parent. I don't know if I'll ever be a parent, but like, I feel like that's how shit happens to like toys that are annoying.
Yes.
They just disappear.
Absolutely. Or the batteries go dead.
Yeah.
I still do that with roommate stuff, or like girlfriends stuff. I'm all like, I don't like this. I'm just gonna throw it away.
Or like with Danny, it's her junk toys that are annoying, or like just get
like her first.
Wow.
I don't know. It just left.
I don't know.
They just ran away. I don't know how the fuck that happened.
Just ran away.
Yeah.
Bon the rabbit. Oh, I don't know. Just ran away.
It's out on a farm somewhere, running free.
I only do that to things I know she won't notice go missing. Because there are things that I know that she will notice, but then there are other things, like if you ask her if you could get rid of it, she'll say no.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, of course.
But if you just get rid of it, she doesn't know. She doesn't even notice.
Kids are little pack rats.
Yes.
They need everything. They're like, well, you haven't touched this in like 8 months. I need it in case I want to. Yeah.
They keep trash. They keep all kinds of stuff.
What's the one toy that she has that you fucking hate?
Oh God. There's a couple of things. So she has this unicorn that has like a leash and like it has a button and it walks and it makes annoying ass noises.
Wait. Like an invisible dog leash?
No, it's like they made the cord to the unicorn look like a leash.
Oh, gotcha.
And so you can control it. But that thing, it makes jingling noises and sparkling noises, and it goes nay. And
how do you run that over with the car? I mean, is that a thing?
I know, right? She would be devastated. But she's only allowed to play with that in her room.
Yeah,
and is not allowed anywhere near me, or I will throw it away.
So she has her own room. She has her own room. Okay, that's good.
And then
the
other thing is her baby doll stroller.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why it drives me nuts. So she'll bring it out, but it's kind of like that storybook, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
So if she brings out the baby doll stroller, she's going to want to bring out the high chair and the baby bed and the baby swing. And then you have nowhere to walk.
Ugh.
And she chases after the cat with the baby doll stroller. No, I hate it. Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. And the cats really hate it.
Yeah. Like, it's weird that you talked about that because, like, now I had a flashback when I was a kid. You don't ever see those anymore, but like the little harness with the leash, and it was the invisible dog. And when I was a kid, man, they would the clown, like, you'd always go somewhere and they'd have a clown, and they'd have, and you'd be like, "There's a dog and it's invisible." And
I had one.
I feel like we need to bring that back out and just like do the art walk with that and be like,
yes.
Please don't touch my dog without asking.
Excuse me, that's a service animal. It's being trained.
Yeah, I saw. Oh my god! So I went to Sidetrack Brewing earlier. I got a crowler from there, and I sat and had a couple, 3 or 4 beers, and there was this fucking Saint Bernard there. Huge Saint Bernard, beautiful dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the owner had that sense of humor, like, that I can relate to because I watched cartoons in the 80s, and so the Saint Bernard had that little barrel under its.
Yeah, I know that guy. He comes to the open mics sometimes.
Yeah. And I just laughed. I was like, "That's so great," And they'd always do that in the cartoons, the Saint Bernard. Like, when did that? Why is that a thing? Like, why did people? What's that?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Why do people think like this Saint Bernard? When did the Saint Bernard become like this dog that like had medicine in a barrel around its neck?
In the old days,
used to be used that way.
They actually used them that way.
Yeah, they were rescue dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like a dog big enough that could pull someone out of like an avalanche.
Yep. Okay, but then like anytime in the cartoons when they would use the little barrel around their neck, it was just booze, and they'd be.
I mean,
hook up, bubbles would come from their mouth. First of all, when you're drunk, no bubbles come from your mouth. Can we get rid of that out of the cartoons? I mean, I guess it's gone, but you know.
I don't think they have drinking in cartoons pretty much at all anymore, so I don't think that's a problem.
See, maybe that's the problem. I don't know. We need more drinking in the cartoons again. Less racism, more drinking.
Well, we need more drinking and inappropriate behavior.
Yeah.
That weird moment when I have to ask my mom what ether is and why it makes Bugs Bunny all slow. Mom, what is ether? And why does it make Bugs Bunny talk all slow? Oh, no, just here's a dictionary. Look it up yourself.
Look up ether. Look it up. Look up the ether. I always love that, like, cracked magazine's now online, and they have like, everybody's like, "Oh, it sucks now." I'm like, no, it's actually great. I always love following it. They always have like things that really don't work. Like one of them was like things that really don't work, like the media portrays, and one was like chloroform, and it was like, just put a chloroform rag on someone's face and they pass out. Like, it actually takes a little while. And I was like, yeah, have people never seen like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Like, just like huffing chloroform and walking through circus, which to me is terrifying.
That was ether.
That whole
actually.
movie is.
That was ether. Okay,
that was ether.
Ether, the same way though. You're not going to pass right out.
Oh no, that's the fun part of it.
Right. Have you ever watched Community?
Uh-huh.
Where there's an episode where they like chloroform or ether a guy, and then Annie does, and they're like, "What are we gonna do now?" And she's like, "I have an idea," and they all just lay down on the floor next to him. So that when he wakes up, they're like, they got chloroform too, and then they fuck it up. I was like, that's actually pretty funny, but according to Crack, that doesn't actually happen. I've never done ether or chloroform, so
neither have I.
Well, chloroform's really just a medical thing, and if you get the dosage wrong, like, you can easily kill someone.
Oh, fun!
Yeah,
good old fun.
So it doesn't work the way it does like on TV. It's like too little, and they're not going to pass out. Too much, they never wake up.
Right, the good old never wake up. So I don't know if you. So let's tease this for the second hour. So some things have happened since the last show. The state of New Mexico has legalized marijuana.
That's right.
Oh,
we went from alcohol, like things are really changing rapidly fast in this state. Like where alcohol delivery and liquor license, and then in 2022, legalization.
Yeah, I have questions.
Well, hold on. There's something else happening too today. Because of that, like I don't know if it's because of New Mexico, but I don't know if you saw this, but they're trying to pass the legalization of marijuana now federally.
Which would be great.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell Chris about it. But let's tease that. Let's talk about some of that the next hour. Let's do that. I'm excited. I'm hoping everyone's having a good Easter day. I want to hear all about all the Easter activities that Holly Ann's family did. Because
we did nothing.
Oh, well then never mind.
We didn't have Danny, so
nothing. Just kidding. Other than that, well, damn. I guess I don't know what else to say then on that.
Sorry, Chris. I was like, don't get anybody too excited. We didn't have Danny, so
you could have just said, "Yeah, we'll talk about that," and then we did nothing the next hour. Barney Lopez says he can finally try weed for once. That's good, Barney. I think you might like it. You look like one of those types that might like the weeds. The Mary Janes.
What's keeping him from trying it now?
He does try it now. That's the joke. Dumb shit.
Oh, okay. I don't know what people do in their spare time.
Yeah, have you not met Barney?
Have you never spent any time at all with Barney?
Right. He's one of those musician types, if you know what I mean.
They do the reefer, and they get crazy.
Hey,
he's got reefer meds. I don't know what he does in his spare time. Well, I don't know either, but it's probably marijuana. I'm just kidding. I don't need to out you, Barney. There.
Barney's like, thanks, guys.
I hope that doesn't affect your work. Good job. Man, Jane. Do you guys promote? He goes, it is. That's what he does.
Okay. All right. So I didn't get the joke. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I went right over my head there.
Why can't Barney get weed down? He can. We live in Albuquerque. It's a place where they sell weed.
I know. There's medical shops all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Do you guys have anything to promote?
I made something cool that now that I'm sitting at my desk for Holly's Tiny Things, I made this invitation for Danny's birthday party.
Oh.
And so if anybody needs custom cards or invitations, I made that. So I can make something for you too.
Oh, nice.
Just send me a message.
Personal message or how they.
Oh yeah, you can message me here on Facebook, or you can follow me on Instagram at Holly's Tiny Things.
Yeah. James, you got anything? You've got all your shows that are on Netflix. You've got
all the usual stuff. I just remembered. Someone reminded me that I'm in the first season of Deputy as well. I play a photojournalist.
Is that show still on?
They just renewed it for a second season. Yeah.
Oh well, fuck. And then you're going to be in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah, those are two upcoming things that you can see.
When is that coming out? The Army of the Dead.
I don't know. Actually.
Oh, cool. Good job.
Say sorry.
I'm just kidding. If someone, but like we're gonna do a thing. Like if someone sees you in Army of the Dead, the first person
literally reminded me of a TV show that I spent a whole season on.
I'll send the first. Okay, start over. So
sorry.
Whenever that show comes out, the first person to screenshot you and send it to me, I will give them something from 10 Drink Minimum. So I'll send it to them, no matter where in the world. I do another podcast called What's Up ABQ. We just did an episode that's coming out Wednesday with a lady from a place that's called, love this title, by the way, Tossed Salad. and they have salads. And it's called, like, the slogan is salads that don't give a fuck. Literally, that's the tagline. They're over off, they're over off Paseo. She was super fun. What was her name? Hold on, I'll tell you. She was super cool. Alexis Dowling. And it's awesome because she comes, the best part, like I'll give you a little bit of like a little preview. So she was was it one of the Kardashians? She was somebody's assistant, like in Hollywood. And she's like, yeah, I was in Hollywood and I was not eating well. And so I decided I needed to lose weight. So I tried out for The Biggest Loser and other shows where you lose weight. And I was like, I love that, like, that's the LA thing to do. You're like, I need to lose weight. So I'm going to try out for one of these shows.
On a reality show.
Yeah. So anyway, she moved back here because she's from here because she had reasons. And she's like, been in the restaurant industry off and on, and so she started a place called Toss Salads, and I'm gonna go check it out. It's she has, like, it's one of those things where, like, the business is gonna be awesome because of the person's personality.
Yeah, I want to go there. I haven't even listened to the podcast yet, and I already want to go.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. And we do that show 4 times a month. We're also members of the Brawls Podcasters Guild. We do this show pretty much every Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. live on tendrinkminimum.com, live on our YouTube channel, live on something called Twitch, live on Facebook. So add us on all the social media sites. And cool. We'll take about let's come back about 7:07. Does that work?
Perfect. Works for me.
Yeah, so I definitely have had some drinks today. James, are you drinking today?
Got my wine right here.
Nice. And Holly Ann, she shouldn't be, thank God. And but you should. But always remember, never get too drunk to jerk.
10drinkminimum.com.
Yay.
He's always out of taste for the finer things. I'm not talking about fancy cars or diamond rings. He's always chasing girls from across the tracks. And now he's going down in flames and he's never coming back. He works at the sale extra cash. That old Dodge truck he drives, man, it's always low on gas. He's not a wine or a whiskey man. He's always had a lust for that blue and silver can. He's a Keystone cowboy, and he just don't give a damn. He's a Keystone cowboy. He's always been the bottom of the barrel man. Not one other thing takes his breath away. Like those Rocky Mountains, they help him through his day. And when that sun is settling down, he'll saddle up that old Dodge truck and go riding around town. He's a Keystone cowboy, and he just don't give a damn. He's a Keystone cowboy. He's always been the bottom of the barrel man. He's a Keystone cowboy, and he just don't give a damn. He's a Keystone cowboy. He's always been bottom of the barrel man. He's a Keystone cowboy. He's a Keystone cowboy. Here I am back on the road, heading out west to the mountain time zone. There's one thing that's on my mind. There's a girl in New Mexico whose eyes are green and hair is gold. I can't wait to have her by my side. New Mexico, New Mexico, give me back the one I love to hold. New Mexico, New Mexico, got the pedal down as far as it will go. And I'll see my baby back in New Mexico. God bless Texas, but he put the best just to the west, one that makes me feel so not alone. We both live in different states, but on my mind she always waits. Can't wait to have her by my side. New Mexico, New Mexico, give me back the one I love to hold. New Mexico, New Mexico, got the pedal down as far as it will go. I'll see my baby back in New Mexico. New Mexico, Mexico. Give me back the one I love to hold. New Mexico, New Mexico. I got the pedal down as far as it will go. I'll see my baby back. Oh, I'll see my baby back. Oh, I'll see my baby back in New Mexico. Be next to me when the sun comes up. Drive me home when I drink too much. Lift my coffee and warm your cup. My skin needs your touch. Girl, you don't know just what you do to me.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, we're back. It's the Billy / Wavy Hour. Let me bring everybody back in real quick. There we go. And everybody's back. We have Holly Ann.
Hello.
And we have Smiley.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody.
I like
Smiley.
my favorite is when people are like, "What? Why do you call him Smiley?" I'm like, "That's his fucking name, yo."
That's my name.
Fucking hell. So I like told everybody. I was like, I'll tease this for a second hour, and then I have no idea what I said. What did I say I was going to tease for the second hour?
We're going to talk
The
about the legalization of weed.
See, I feel like I'm already on it. So I read today that actually yesterday. So so in New Mexico, we've like had all these weird like dream laws that we've wanted to go through for like years, right? And then all of a sudden, in like 2 weeks, boom, 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 they happen. Right? How insane is it?
Well, they have to find some way to keep us from rioting.
That's true.
Because we do that here.
Okay? Put them on the weeds. Close the weed binds, Obama. So, how do you guys feel about the legalization of marijuana in the state of New Mexico, right?
I think it's about damn time.
It's about damn time.
You know, I remember when Gary Johnson was governor and everybody thought he was crazy because he wanted to legalize weed.
It's
And
true.
this was before Colorado did it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought he had lost his mind.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
look at what happened in Colorado. Exactly what he said would happen.
It's weird. Like, I have a picture of me as a young college kid with Gary Johnson. He was the governor of the state of New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're right. And here's what's crazy is Colorado was one of the first states to legalize marijuana in the United States. Was Colorado and Oregon?
And then Washington.
No,
and California.
Colorado. Well, the first two I think were Colorado and Washington the same year,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Those were the first two.
So like the most marijuana sales in Colorado, I think, are in Trinidad, Colorado, right?
Mhm.
Which is because of New Mexico. So now I don't know what Trinidad's going to do. They have about a year to like really suck it up. Wally, what's his name?
Wallace.
Wallace. He is like the guy in Trinidad who's like the head of like economic growth and blah 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 blah. And he's done a stellar job from what I've seen.
Mhm.
A lot of Denver comics have moved to Trinidad.
Mhm.
A lot of like businesses have either moved or put a second business
Mhm.
in Trinidad because of Wally Wallace. Now,
I think Trinidad's gonna be fine.
I think so too, but I think the dispensaries will decrease because you have a town of 9,000 people with 28 dispensaries.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you also have a lot of rural areas around Trinidad that probably won't get dispensaries.
Sure, but like, here's where I think it's gonna really blow up. Clovis, New Mexico, where I'm from. I have a friend who has a dispensary there. That dude's gonna be loaded because like, what two towns are right on the border of New Mexico? Amarillo and Lubbock.
Mhm.
Those people are going to drive to Clovis to buy weed. It's an hour drive.
Right.
Like if you only have to drive an hour or an hour and a half. So to drive to Trinidad, what's the drive from Albuquerque? It's like 3 hours, 3.5
3
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Well, imagine if it was only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you have Amarillo and you have Lubbock, which together that's probably 1 million people. So Clovis, New Mexico is going to rake it in if they're smart.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because I won't have to schedule like day trips up to Trinidad to get edibles now.
No, you'll just be able to find them wherever you go. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, are you
I'd
excited?
be like, I am. I'm very excited. It's like
Here's
one of my favorite things when I go up to Portland is like, there's literally just a dispensary 3 blocks from my brother's house.
Yeah. What I don't get is like why, and I mean, someone can explain it. Why they passed the alcohol laws, and those go into effect July 1st. They pass these like marijuana laws, and we got to wait a year. What's up?
I'm glad you brought that up because I have a very serious question. What happens if you get arrested for smoking weed in this year?
Well, you'll probably still have to, go into the law, go into the original law. But once March happens, it's supposed to get expunged from your record. Because that's part of the new law.
I just don't like that though.
See, I agree.
Why are we waiting a year?
That's what I said. Like, what in the fuck? Why?
Also, here's another.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Who gets busted for marijuana anymore?
Right.
The last time I had a friend,
Mhm.
last time I got a friend, like the cop found it. This is here. They just made him throw it away, and he was like, "That sucked."
No, I would not be that sucks. I'd be like, "Thank you, officer, for showing me the error." I honestly, Holly Ann, I think it's the stupidest shit that like alcohol. Here's why I think here's my guess. Okay. We've had legalized alcohol for a long time, for many years.
Right.
So there's like an established institution behind it. I feel like they're going to be like, well, we have to add delivery, delivery is actually going to be the hardest thing, I think, for the alcohol law.
Yeah.
But the good thing about the delivery thing is we have a lot of states that have already done it. So hopefully we can just kind of piggyback off that. Now, with weed, you have to start brand new. It's all new, blah, blah, blah. And that's the only thing I can think of they need to. Well, here's why also a year, because it's the government. The government takes forever. State government, federal government takes forever. And they're just giving themselves time. It's the only thing I can think of. Because like this is a new thing. Like alcohol's not a new thing. Like they're like, okay, now we're gonna have to deliver. I go ahead, James. What do you got?
We well, we already have an established medical marijuana
Mhm.
Yeah.
industry
It's
in the
very
state.
established.
Okay.
And so that means like they have to find a way to transition these people that are only doing medical cards into doing
Mhm.
like a
Right.
um,
Whatever.
transition them. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
And
before they're like, oh, you just need your card and we give it to you and then keep
well,
track of the inventory.
and there
Now
also
anyone can come in.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and there also could be the thing where they're like, we're going to do it in 2022 because they knew that the like I didn't know that the federal thing was going to be put forward, and it's already blasted. Like it's getting like there's a good chance it could happen. Like I was like, what? And in previous years, I would have been like, whatever, good luck. But all of a sudden, here I've seen the alcohol laws change, and all of a sudden, New Mexico legalized weed all within weeks, and now I'm like, well, shit. All right, we'll see what happens. You know,
I'm just gonna say this. Sorry, I'm eating a chocolate bunny. Because I don't get to enjoy alcohol. So
first of
Ooh,
all, how dare you? Second of all, who do you think you are? Third of all, you got a lot of nerve. I want to talk. Dude.
I want to mention something, Holly. Have you tried these out yet?
What is that?
yes,
Cacao.
I have them in my freezer right now.
I have tried.
These are so effing
They're
good.
so good.
Oh, crazy.
Well, I guess if we're just going to switch to that, then let's just go right in.
Well, no, I had something to say though. But
Okay. Well, you brought up
I
the
was
chocolate.
chewing. So now I forgot what it was because he brought up the Magnum. What were we talking about? Oh, I think on Chris's note about how like everything's changing all crazy, I think everything the GOP was terrified about having a new president
It's
is happening,
which is great.
and it's great. But I think we finally just have the right people making the right decisions who are like, we're actually going to get this done.
Well, let me tell you this. What changes the GOP's opinion is this, and it's called money. And
which is why I don't understand how Republicans or conservatives or whatever have been so against this, because it's so much money.
well, because the church. That's why. Well, let me tell you this. Here's what's hilarious. Like everybody goes, "Oh, the Republicans are against green fuel and blah 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 and green energy." Well, I'm from Eastern New Mexico, and we had lots and lots of land in Eastern New Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, what's the big thing that happens in Eastern New Mexico? The wind blows.
Mm-hmm.
So you have wind chargers. Well, guess whose land all of the wind chargers are on? GOP Republicans. Why? Because they pay you $10,000 a year per wind charger on your land. You have 10 wind chargers on your land, it's $100,000. What's weird, how they're against it till they get paid to have it on their land, and then they're all for it. So let me say this. If they can make money off of it, all of a sudden they're all for it. It's weird. Capitalism rules. So there you go. Not to get political, but that's the truth. That's a little close to home because it was weird. Because our land, as Democrats in Eastern New Mexico, we had wind chargers all around our land, not on our land. Because why?
Right.
Through Democrats.
Right.
It's
and for me, it's like, I don't know. I find the arguments against weed to be ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Like, I want my children's schools to be amazing.
Yeah.
And guess where that money from the weed is going to go?
Just totally. Well, the crazy thing too is like, I work for the federal government. So even if New Mexico legalizes weed, I can't even do it.
Unless
well, hold on. I not only cannot smoke weed, I cannot invest in companies that
really
are weed oriented. No.
Wow.
Crazy.
I knew you couldn't smoke it, but I didn't know you couldn't invest in it.
I didn't either till this year. And they sent out a thing. Then like, do not invest in. Like, what the fuck bullshit is that? It's ridiculous.
Kind of bullshit.
That's ridiculous.
Well, and I think it's about damn time. I mean, I don't know. I think weed is less dangerous than alcohol,
Oh, absolutely.
and it's better for you.
Yeah. I remember like my parents came to visit and we're like walking to Old Town. And my mom's like, that guy looks like he's smoking marijuana down the street. Should we go to the other side? And I was like, and I looked over and I was like, no, we're okay. I mean, why would you think that guy would be a problem? She's like, well, he could be dangerous. I was like, no, he's smoking weed. Like, Funyuns on you? What do you think is about that guy? I was like, if someone's drunk, that's one thing. I was like, if you're a bouncer in a bar and a guy walks in wasted and a guy walks in like a high,
Mm-hmm.
the dude high on weed has no bearing on you. The guy who's wasted on alcohol is the dude you have to watch. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, yeah, absolutely. The dude who's high just wants to chill and fucking eat a bunch of food and like,
Yeah,
just
he's gonna order like 2 appetizers and a beer.
yeah, he's just fucking there to just fucking soak it in. Yeah,
So she's there to watch the game and be around people. Like that's not.
yeah, yeah. So the guy was a high on marijuana and attacked several people. That doesn't make the news. That's not a news thing. That's not a thing that happens.
I've never seen that.
No. He was high on marijuana, fell asleep in the car while driving. That's okay. All right, that's dangerous, but you know, it might happen. You know.
My grandpa was shown the movie Reefer Madness,
Yeah.
which was propaganda.
Sure.
Now you watch it and it's hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
But you know, he still strongly believes a lot of those things
Yeah.
because it was so
Yeah.
convincing.
Well, that's that generation. Like they were fed that, and it's all political. It's all cash based. It was like to stop.
Yeah.
It was to stop hemp. Like, you know, and like one of my favorites is God, what is the name of that show? They go to White Castle. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Oh yeah.
And they're watching the commercial where the guy's like, I'm high on weed. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. And he puts the gun in his mouth and shoots himself.
Yeah.
And they just start laughing. And it's like, that's exactly right. Like, that's exactly what you need to do to that, because that's fucking ridiculous fucking propaganda. Yeah.
One of the things that I missed about Gary I really wanted Gary Johnson to run again, just because he was entertaining.
He was entertaining. I wouldn't vote for him, but yeah, he's entertaining.
Yeah. When when they were talking about the side effects of weed or whatever,
Right.
and saying that it caused heart attacks, and he fell over in his chair pretending to have a heart attack.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, yeah, honestly, like I can't imagine someone who smokes a bunch of weed having a heart attack.
No.
Like, if you have a heart attack on weed, you have a terrible diet.
Or you just ate a bunch of crap.
Like, you ate Crisco out of the can. But
have you seen the Kevin Smith's like stand up? He actually talks about how he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was so calm because he was incredibly high.
Yeah.
And the EMTs were like, that probably like you weren't even scared. You're just all like, yeah, my chest just kind of hurts. And they put me in the ambulance. They took him there, and they're like, yeah, that probably fucking saved you.
Could have
very
saved
little damage.
Yeah, could have saved him. Totally, yeah, totally.
I don't know.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, smoking marijuana is like the end all be all. No. But like, I've been, I can't do it until it's federally, legal.
I just don't know how it would give you a heart attack.
Yeah. From a person who's had a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, seems to mellow me out. Shit.
Yeah, totally. I think it's great for our state. I'm glad our state's doing it. I think as a poor state, we can take the money and
we need it.
Yeah, and hopefully do good things with it. Hopefully, no one puts it right in their pocket, which
and let's also talk about, if you legalize it and people are buying it legally, that takes out black market stuff and
Well, I mean, there's a lot of that. The cartel. You're talking about the cartel stuff, yeah. For sure.
I mean,
for sure. I've never not been. It's one of the once I made it to college and I started to see like the propaganda pulled away. And,
Yeah.
Like, do I think that weed overtakes people's lives? Yes.
It can.
Like,
Yeah.
I've seen people that are they're like, oh man, let's go to the store and get some food. All right, let me smoke this weed first. Cool.
Yeah.
Or, hey, let's go to the movies. All right, let me smoke this weed first. And
Or they get a really good job offer. This has happened to a couple of my friends. They get a really good job offer and they turn it down because they can't smoke weed.
well, if it's federally illegal, it don't matter at that point. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, no, you're right. Totally. I've had a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to do what you do. And I'm like, okay, well then I let you smoke weed. And they're like, oh, never mind.
Right.
And I get that. I'm not like, I don't look down on someone for that.
Mm.
I look at it as like, okay, well, I mean, that's, you've made a choice in your life. You want
You do you, boo.
to do this and not that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the main reason I never smoked weed before. I was always working in jobs that required me to get drug tested.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
And now
is,
I work as an actor. They're like, we don't care just as long as you don't do it on set. I'm like, sounds
well,
great.
so I still think that'll still happen. I still think there's going to be jobs where they're like, we don't want you, first of all, I used to work in the fuel industry and they would test us randomly. And I think people that do those jobs should, because you can't drive a fucking fuel truck and be like fucking hot.
Right.
I mean, that's a thing.
Hopefully also brain surgeons.
Yeah, there's certain jobs there's still going to be drug tests. But see, drug tests are also expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like a drain on a job too.
It is. I don't know. I think all around it's just a great thing. And not just because like, hey, I enjoy weed every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But not just because of that, but oh my gosh, if you haven't been to Colorado since the legalization of the reefer, the weeds, shit changed, and in a good way.
Well, and the thing is, like in Colorado, like not every county, it's not like it's legal all over the state. It's only legal in the counties that accepted it. But the counties that accepted it, those are the only ones that get the money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I think if it's federally illegal, it's just a blanket. It's done everywhere. Smoke it up, Johnny. But I still think companies are still going to be like, I mean, some of them still have to be like, hey, we're going to drug test because, you drive a truck or you da-da-da-da. And, well, I don't know. I don't know how that works, though. Because, like, if you're off work and you're high, that's one thing. But, they got to figure out a way to show that you're high at work, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how that works.
They'll probably figure something out like they do for drinking on the job.
They'll be like this. Here's how to work. They're like, hey, John, are you driving today? Yeah. We have these Funyuns here. How do you feel about that? Funyuns? We have Doritos or just water. Which one would you prefer? Yeah. They're like,
water is pretty yummy at a certain point when you're high.
Like Jim Brewer did like the greatest joke of all time. He was like, people who are on weed can remember the craziest thing. It's like he did like a trivia game show, and he's like, for the $1 million, he's like, and he's like, everybody's like all excited. He's like, for $1 million, he's like, you've answered every question right, and they're like, oh man, I'm gonna get this. He's like, what were we just talking about? They're all, and they just sit there like forever. And I was like, yes, that's so good. But yeah. I feel like Jim Brewer will come back as a comedian. That's what I feel like. I predict that will happen. Half Baked will come back to theaters.
Yes. Cheech and Chong.
Sublime will be in the top of the charts again. That's how crazy like Portales was. We talked about the Portales Mafia in the first hour. So Billy and I both lived there. And Sublime was everywhere. Like that was the band of Portales. And like I moved to Albuquerque and people fucking hate Sublime. And I hate it.
I do. Understand.
What's that? I don't understand it at all. Well, and so it was funny because I was dating someone and I was telling them about it, and they're like, I've never heard that. And then we were out hiking and two dudes were like jogging by, and he's like, yeah, I like most of that stuff. He's like, except for Sublime. Fuck them, they're terrible. And he just kept jogging by. I was like, see. Yes. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. I don't know. I have something else I want to bring up, like that's been not bothering me. I kind of love it actually, but so on Disney Plus, I mean, there's so many great shows out right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, comes out every Friday.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So good.
Invincible on Amazon Prime. If you're not watching it, is fantastic.
Oh, so good, dude.
Fantastic. I almost like it better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm.
So good. It's if you're wondering, it's an animated show, and the comic book is done by the guy who did the Walking Dead comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kirkman, right?
Kirkman. He has and it was a comic book that ran for 15 years. It's run its course. And he has so much clout that Amazon Prime let him be the showrunner for the show.
Wow.
And the animation is great. The storyline is great. And the soundtrack is fucking amazing. Like, I'm watching this and they're like fist fighting and it's Run the Jewels in the background. And there was like a scene where they were training and it was like Vampire Weekend. I was like, oh, this is fucking dope, right? So something else has kind of flown under the radar, and I want to talk about it. The Mighty Ducks.
Mm.
That didn't fly under the radar.
It's under the radar. I posted about it on Facebook, and people were like, "Is there a new movie? What are you talking about?" So many people are like, "Is there a new movie?" No, there's a new show. So that's under the radar. If I post on social media about the Mighty Ducks and people ask if there's a movie, that's under the radar.
Okay, I guess so.
Well,
I mean, I knew it was happening.
There's Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. I'm very excited about that.
Lorelai have you watched any of it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. So I'm
but
about to
we're going to watch it.
No, about to tell you what's going to happen. So I've watched both episodes. And everybody's like, well, how is it? And I'm like, well, first of all, Gordon Bombay's in it. Emilio West is in it. And it is about the most predictable 80s written stuff you could do. Like there's like, it's as contrite as possible.
It has to be that way, though.
Like, you look at it, hold on. You look at it and you're like, okay, I see this character. I know what's going to happen to them. I see this character. I know what's going to happen to them. I see this character. I see these two characters. I know they're going to date, da-da-da-da-da. I know everything that's going to happen in this show. I know everything that's going to happen in this show. And I'm here for it. 100%. And I will watch every second of this show. I'm like, checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. If they throw me a curve, I might have a heart attack. I don't know. This is the most predictable show possible that I want to see no matter what.
Yeah, I was going to say, it kind of has to be that way.
It has to be, right?
The movies. I love the movies and I love hockey. So I'm very excited. I have been very excited.
Well, the Mighty Ducks are the villains.
Yes.
And Gordon Bombay hates hockey.
Yes.
And the mom, Lorelai, what's her name? What's her real name? It's
Lauren Graham.
Lauren Graham. She wants her kid just to have a chance and have fun. Like, I can say all those things and you automatically know the story that's coming out.
I love it.
No, like Disney's just like, yeah, we're just gonna. I mean, like, that's one of those shows where they're just like, how much is this gonna cost? Cool. And they're like, what do you want us to do? Just go through the motions. And everybody's like, cool. I'm totally fucking for it. Like, I can't see any surprises, but it's like they could though turn this into the Mighty Ducks Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
they could. And then I'll just shit myself and then be like, this is, I told you guys I was here for just like predictability. And, the one kid killed the other guy. I did not, I don't know what's going to happen. But like, I'm all here for like, I don't know if they're setting me up because they're like, this is as predictable a show as you could do. and they just know you're like a Mighty Ducks fan, you know. And I already saw that they're going to bring back most of the original cast from the movie, except
That's
for Goldberg,
amazing.
because of the meth problem. But
Right.
like that really is a thing. But I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Are you here? So here's my question: are you here for like the predictable show all the way to the end?
Yes.
Okay.
Because then first of all, it's enjoyable to watch. It's not stressful.
No.
It's relaxing.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'll watch anything Lauren Graham is in.
Yeah, she's great, right?
She's amazing. I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah. And then like Emilio Estevez.
Yes.
What's going on there? What's your secret? You look great. Like how old is that guy? How old do you guys think that guy is?
I think he's in his 50s.
Mm-hmm. No, it's gotta be older than that.
I don't think he's in
his 40s.
He's okay. All right, hold on.
It's gotta be the late 50s, man.
All right. What do you think, Holly? What do you think? How old
I first went with 50s.
Okay, but you guys are both right. He's in his 50s. What do you think?
Okay. Like what number exactly?
Yeah.
55?
Okay.
I'll go with 7.
All right. James is the closest. He's 58.
What?
He looks amazing for 58.
He probably drinks a lot of water.
Dude, he has no wrinkles. I'm looking at a picture right now. No wrinkles whatsoever, this guy.
He probably takes really good care of his skin.
I forgot he was married to Paula Abdul. Holy goddamn.
What?
Uh-huh.
For how long?
Let's see. Wow, he dated Mimi Rogers. He dated Demi Moore. Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
He's handsome.
He
was part of the Brat Pack, so I mean, he's got to be in his 50s. I just knew that.
In 92, he married Paula Abdul, and they divorced in 94. So they're married for 2 years. Dang, he's a grandfather. Anyway, so
damn good-looking grandfather.
They're also talking about doing Young Guns 3. I guess they're talking about
yes,
which is ridiculous because they died in that one.
Hey, I am here for it though. I love Young Guns.
No, I'll watch it. I don't know why, but I'll watch it.
I'm not saying it would be good. I'm just saying I'm here for it.
Yeah. So this was as of March 12th of 2021. Young Guns 3, Emilio Estevez says sequel is definitely in the works. So, wow.
I don't know where they're going to go with it.
I don't either.
Because they can't make like a prequel or anything because...
Well, they could do the brushy Bill Roberts.
They could, which I think is a very probable story.
Mm-hmm. I disagree with you 100%.
Really? Do you?
I do. Yeah. Because when Billy the Kid was shot, they in those days, like something that was very like sought after is when you shot somebody who was like a shootist, like a guy,
a
gunslinger, you cut their trigger finger off. And according to a lot of people, he was, his dead body was out in the street for a couple of days, and someone cut his trigger finger off. And
yeah, but if it wasn't really him who was shot, then he wouldn't have been laying with his dead body in the middle. The story is that they switched his body.
I don't think that happened. I mean, Fort Sumner, New Mexico was pretty brown in those days, and I think they could know that a white guy was like there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree to disagree.
Okay.
Agree to disagree.
All right. I don't think so.
Don't kill my dreams, Chris.
You're from New Mexico, right? Like you think you live in Texas? So Texas has so you think Texans have Billy the Kid, is what you're saying?
I don't think he lived in Texas. I think he hid somewhere else. Here's the thing. If I had ever been able to be on Drunk History, I have a whole Drunk History Billy the Kid story.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to hold that under my belt.
Okay.
Just in case.
Just in
Yeah.
case. Just in case.
Okay.
But I don't think he went to Texas. I think he might have gone to Texas for a little bit and then he came back.
Okay. Also, besides the Mighty Ducks, I don't know if you guys are watching this, but it is riveting. Absolutely riveting. The Real World Reunion.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God.
I got caught up on something else that I'll talk about in a minute.
It's on Paramount Plus. It's the original cast. First season of The Real World.
Is it good?
It's fucking riveting.
I've seen the previews, and the previews look
no.
good.
I've watched every episode. Is from beginning to end amazing.
Awesome.
It has changed me as a human. I'm serious. I'm 100% serious.
Wow.
So I have to tell you, like 1991, I was a freshman, sophomore in high school. Was it 91? It was 92. 92. I was a junior in high school when this show came out. When they brought all these people to New York City, they put them in the loft. So smash cut to this year, 30-something years later, and they're back in the same people.
Yeah.
Back in the same loft, except for Eric, who has COVID.
Oh.
So he cannot be in the same loft with them. So they have him on a TV screen. He's in a hotel. Now.
Oh, wow.
What's unbelievable about this show is they're all back in the same loft, and whoever decided to do this, they were like, we're not going to just do like a reunion show. We're not going to just bring them in and do laughs and giggles and ha ha ha.
Yeah.
So they come in and they like play them like clips on the television, like while they're there, of the most controversial shit from their season.
Because they said a lot of really fucked up things on that show.
Well, so the big takeaway from the show was that Kevin, the black, the African American guy, was like super, like at the time. Let me hold on. Let me go back to 1992, Chris. Kevin, the angry black guy, was super angry, and he yelled at the white women on the show. Right. Now let's smash cut to now. Even in those days, the black girl on the show was like, wow, you're a little too like extreme.
Yeah.
They come in, and the first thing that they do is they apologize to Kevin. And they're like, Kevin, you were right all along. You were so ahead of your time. Now that we see all this Black Lives Matter stuff, this is what you were talking about in 1992. And he's just like, he's not like angry like now. He's like super like woke, and he's like super like chill about it. And they're like, wow. And the craziest thing is the wokest other person on the show is Julie from Alabama, the white girl from the farm in Alabama. Her daughter marches. Her daughter works at the civil rights thing. Showed Obama around. Showed a couple other black leaders around the civil rights thing, and it's like crazy. Well, then, like the big crazy thing from the original show was like Kevin and Becky getting in this fight, and like in 1992. Kevin is like trying to tell Becky, like, you don't understand. And Becky's like trying to tell Kevin how she does understand because she has black friends and blah, blah, blah. And it all happens again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And someone leaves the house already. Dude, it's crazy. I'm
going to have to watch it.
Like, it made me like look at myself. Like I just showed you like my two different people from 1992, and And that's because I watched this show, and it like made me think about like where I was in 1992. And it made me think about like when I watched this show, and I was like, that guy's so fucking angry. Like, I get it that he's like, he wants to be equal, and I get that, but I don't understand why he's so like violent about it. I don't get it why he's so And then all of a sudden I looked at myself now, and I was like, fuck, I totally get why he's like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow.
Well, and I think the other thing that like we got to think about too is, you know, them saying, "Oh, you were ahead of your time."
Yeah.
He wasn't ahead of his time.
No, he was just trying to force it. He was like trying to show you like black people have a fucking terrible, like,
yeah,
terrible for us.
And isn't it crazy that it took that many years for people to even be like, oh, there's some fucked up shit happening. Like, how many years is that? Like 20 something years?
30.
Wow.
30. And you have Norman, and like whenever Norman was on the show, you know, you're like, oh, this is the gay guy. And I remember days I was like a gay guy. And then now I'm like, oh, that guy's my favorite. I love that guy. And it shows me like how much I've grown as a human, where like, you know, in those days, I'm going to be honest. I grew up in the country. Like, we thought homosexuality was awful. And you looked at Norman and you're like, ugh, gross, you know? And then now it's like, I love this guy. And then like, there's some really tender, like, I cannot, like, I'm watching it with other people, like we're talking about it, and everybody's like, I can't believe how amazing this is. And it just brings up so many things. Like you talk about the original Real World, you know, there's been so many seasons that like you don't think about anymore. But this was the first reality show. Like, they didn't have confessionals. Like, they were talking about that on the show. They're like, wow, we have a confessional. And they're like, oh, wow, we didn't have that on the original show. They didn't, where they talked to the camera directly. Yeah. They didn't have that. They were the first reality show.
See, I didn't watch the first season because obviously I was very young. I'm only 33. So that was, you know, before my time.
Well, if you have Paramount Plus, you can watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. But so I do remember the first season of The Real World that I watched.
Okay.
When I stayed this summer with my grandmother, she would let me watch MTV, and I could watch whatever I wanted. She didn't care.
Nice.
So I watched Real World when they were in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
And that season was, I mean, they fought all the time, but it was a great season. It was fun.
Well, this one, the first season, they fought, but like they fought for reasons. It was like, it was legit. It wasn't like, you ate my Cheerios, motherfucker. Fuck. Yeah. You know, it was like this, you know, this guy was, you know, and the crazy thing is they talked to them about like how they were recruited to be on the show. And I can't think of her name. I don't want to call her the black girl. What was her name? Let's see. She was an established rapper.
Wow.
And let's see. Oh, what's her name? God dang, I'm terrible with names. And I, you know, let's see, New York. Let's go. Because I want to say her name first. Heather. So she was on the show because her label was like, hey, there's this show they're filming and they're giving you a place to live and they're going to film you. And she was like a rapper in she's from New Jersey. And she was trying to make it in New York. And she was like, a free place to live in New York? Fuck yeah, while I try to make it as a rapper. She didn't shit about like the filming part of it. She didn't really understand it. She's like, all I heard was like a free place to live. And now she's on the radio every morning with Sway. You know Sway, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's crazy like to hear all of them like talk about like how they got recruited to be on the show. And like it's funny because like Julie, who was from Alabama, like Heather like kept getting texts or not texts, what are those things called? Pagers. Yeah, and like in the scene, like Heather's or Julie's like, "Are you a drug dealer?" And it's like rough because like this white girl from Alabama sees a black girl get paged, and she's like, "Are you a drug dealer?" And it like just cringeworthy now. But like in those, I would be like,
I had a pager, and everyone thought I was a drug dealer.
Yeah, but it's cringeworthy. I got to tell you, it's amazing to watch it. The new, and see, like, the crazy thing is like how woke the girl from Alabama is, and just to see where they've all come. And the guy Kevin is like, he was like he came off as like such a terrible person on the show, like just angry black guy. And now you're just like, fuck, dude. They were like, you were right, and we were all wrong. And then like the more I think about it, I'm like, he was absolutely right.
Right.
The post George Floyd, all this shit, like we're still dealing with it 30 years later.
Right.
Undeniably crazy. It's great. I can't recommend it enough.
So the reason I haven't watched that yet is I got stuck on this is a much lighter note.
Okay.
This show on Netflix called Marriage versus Mortgage.
Oh, tell me about this show. I've seen it. I don't know what it's about.
So it's kind of like Love It or List It on HGTV.
Don't know what that is either.
Okay, so Love It or List It is a show where you have like an interior designer or like a person who can remodel your house, and you either fall back in love with your house or you talk to this realtor and she shows you other houses and you decide to list your house and move out.
Okay.
So this show, they have a wedding planner and a realtor, and it's engaged couples who have a sizable down payment on a house, or they can spend that $30,000 for a one-day wedding. And they have like a wedding planner and a realtor.
Okay.
And they either get a house or have a wedding.
Oh, wow.
And you would be surprised
at how many
people choose a wedding.
Idiots.
It's insane to me. And spend ungodly amounts of money on weddings.
Okay.
Ungodly.
All right. Holly Ann, I have a question.
Yes.
So you don't have to say what your age is.
Okay.
Are you in your 20s?
No.
Are you in your 30s?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not embarrassed to say my age. I'm 33.
Chris, she literally said her age just like a few minutes ago.
Oh, I'm not. Smiley. I'm not a listener. I'm not a listener. Ask all my ex-girlfriends. The question is this. Like, how often do you see like a younger woman who's getting married and they're like spending $20,000 on a wedding, and then they're like, well, we don't have enough money for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what in the fuck is wrong with you?
So none of my friends, I don't think, have ever spent $20,000 on a wedding.
I've seen
to my knowledge.
I know people.
But I will say that one of my proudest achievements was I had a very affordable wedding, my first wedding. Wasted it on a horrible husband. But my wedding was beautiful.
Okay.
And I spent $2,000.
Okay.
Nice.
And had a beautiful day.
Okay.
And, but here's the thing that bothers me. So you're watching this, and there was one lady in particular that just made me mad.
Okay.
So her fiance was super awesome, sweet guy, and she got her way on everything. But she wanted this stupid ranch dressing fountain. Okay. Yes.
I kind of want that.
Ranch dressing fountain.
I kind of want that just in the studio.
But it has to be a special kind of fountain because it needs to be cooled.
Excuse me, sir. Are those nuggets? We got a ranch dressing fountain right over there.
Anyway, it was disgusting. And in all honesty, I love ranch dressing, and I was like, huh? Like, anyway. And then there's like a buffet with like fried foods and all this stuff to dip in ranch dressing, and she stuffed her tongue in it, so nobody else could use it.
Hold on, you can't sell me on this show more. I gotta watch.
I know the show is so good, but guess how much that ranch dressing fountain buffet was?
$10,000.
$7,000.
I was close. Damn it.
But
I gotta save. I gotta start saving.
expensive.
I gotta
And
start
on top
saving.
of that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I gotta start saving for the studio. Just to
Oh. But anyway, so her fiance tells this really sweet, emotionally charged story about how a wedding cake is very important to him because his parents had this really sweet moment with their wedding cake. So the lady, because she doesn't want to sacrifice her fucking ranch dressing fountain, is like,
no cake.
well, how can we do a cheaper cake? So this is a thing. They get fake cardboard cakes. They decorate them.
What the fuck?
And then they have sheet cakes in the back that they cut to give to people.
Oh my god!
And that costs $3,000. So you're telling me that people are spending $3,000 to look like they have a cake?
Oh my god! I need to date someone that wants to watch this with me.
Oh my god, it's so good. So Hamster did not want to watch this.
He loves it, right?
He loves it. So he came home and I was watching it. He's like, "What is this?" And I tell him, and he's like, "That sounds fucking stupid." And I was like, can I just finish watching this episode? And he's not mean, so he's like, "Yeah, of course." And then the next episode starts. He's like, "Okay, we have to watch this." When the ranch dressing lady came, that was it. He was done. He was sold. And he got to the point where I watched 5 seconds of an episode without him. He walks out before he goes to work. He's like, "I'm sorry, are you watching Mortgage or Marriage without me?"
Right. So
you have to watch this show.
No, that brings up a point that I so there's something happening. This summer I did talk to people, and we haven't done a live show due to COVID. We haven't been in the same room due to COVID for quite some time. James, you get your shots. But at the walk, whatever the fuck they call it.
I thought it was just called First Fridays.
Fridays, sure. I've talked to the people in charge of the El Rey, and we can do a show live out in front with a table.
Ooh.
In front of the El Rey. And they said, "Well, what's your idea?" And I said, "Well, one of the things that I feel like is popular amongst us is the nugget night.
Yes.
So we could do Friday night nugget night, 10 drink minimum / what's up ABQ.
Yes.
Out in front.
The first one we do, we're going to have to invite Royal.
Sure. Now,
because he would be very upset.
Sure, of course we would. And then I found this thing on fucking terrible Imager, and it was this site where like it's all buffets, and they're labeled terribly.
Oh no!
And one of them is chicken nut guts. Chicken nut guts.
Oh, I've seen that.
And I was like, but they want us to do a nugget night out in front of, and I feel like we're not doing this for anybody. We're doing this for us.
We're doing this for us.
First of all, nugget night is for nobody, but for people that are listening, like, what's nugget night? So, Holly Ann and Royal hosted a open mic in downstairs Founders.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks amazing, by the way. I've been down there.
Oh, lucky.
They took the cocaine room.
And they added more cocaine.
And added multiple cocaines. They tore out all of anything in there. So it's now an extra room. So they can actually have, so for Founders Speakeasy, they can now have 20 people.
Whoa.
And they put the couches in there.
Cool.
I was down there talking to Josh the other day. He was painting.
Josh
And,
was painting.
uh-huh.
Oh, I
And
miss Josh. I miss Brandon. I miss all of them.
so what we would do is not every Monday we would have Nugget Night. Not every
Mhm.
Monday, randomly.
Yes.
We would do
It was
nug-
not planned.
Right. It was just random. But that was the point. Was if every Monday is Nugget Night, it's not special. So every once in a while, we would do Nugget Night, and we would just get shitloads of 20-piece nuggets from McDonald's. I mean, we'd have like
So many nuggets.
10 packs of 20-piece nuggets from McDonald's, right? And then
Yes.
you'd have it all down the bar, and then you'd have
Ugh.
sauces everywhere.
And now I just want chicken nuggets. Oh my God.
So we're talking about doing a First Friday Nugget Night. What do you think? Holly,
I'm in.
James, would you do it?
I'm always down.
Fucking A. He's like, I like nuggets.
I mean, because then I can also participate with you guys.
Oh, fuck
'Cause
it.
I can't drink with you guys, but I can throw down on some nuggets right now.
Oh, you have to drink 2 40s, actually. That was the rule.
Can I drink 40s filled with water?
You have to drink two King Cobra 40s.
I'm out.
Uh,
Sorry.
oh, no. Not you, just Holly Ann.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're like, okay.
Like, what is your commitment level to this show, Holly Ann? Are you gonna drink 2 40s and put your child at risk, or do you even love this show?
I mean, how do you know your kid doesn't like King Cobra?
He
I'm just kidding.
probably does.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, yeah. I think it would be dope. Like, there's just people walking by, and like, we have to completely ignore all of the people and like just eat nuggets and fucking talk the entire time. Be like, oh, it's Spider-Man. Look at him. It's really bullshit.
I'm very excited for this show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need like 10, 20 pieces all to myself.
Well, here's how it all started. I'll talk about the genesis of this. So Ryan Freeman, who's my co-host on What's Up ABQ, we've met each other during COVID, so he doesn't understand the the long arm of the 10 drink minimum group, like what we get away with, like what we're allowed to get away with in the world. Like,
doesn't know our influence.
No. So last Wednesday, he's like, what would you, he's like, could you record a show where you like have filming it with a drone downtown? I was like, I couldn't record a show with a drone. No, you can't like live stream. He's like, all right, well, let's think about like, could we have a booth at like Art Walk and be downtown? I was like, well, no, in a heartbeat, that would be easy.
Yeah.
He's like, how easy? I was like, I could talk to him and have it done quick. I mean, and I don't think he believed me. So then Friday, I was like just there at noon getting the Topo Chico seltzer, of course.
As you do.
Nice.
As one does. And I was like, hey, so during like one of the art walks in the next couple months, what if we did a show out front? And like, oh, they're like, fuck, like the Elijah, like the fucking, he's like, oh, fuck yeah, do whatever you want. Fucking A, man. Fuck yeah. And he's like, oh, well, Victoria runs it. And Victoria rolls in. He's like, she's here. She rolls in. And I was like, hey, Victoria, you set up the booths outside. What if we like just set up a table and like started podcasting, like blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, what? And then she's like, and then Brandon's like, fuck yeah, nuggets. And I was like, oh shit, we'll do nugget night. She's like, yeah, fuck yeah, nugget night. And so then I see Ryan later today. I was like, oh yeah, remember when we were like spitballing that thing on Wednesday? I already got it set up, man. When do you want to do it? And he's like, really? They'll let you do it? I was like, fuck, did they let me do whatever I want? You want to do it inside out? You want to do it in the window? You want to do it upstairs in the fucking LA? What do you want to do here, man?
Where I really want to do a live 10 drinks someday when I'm not pregnant and it would be too dangerous. Okay, hear me out.
I want to hear this.
So, the top of the launch pad out front, like where their sign is?
Yes.
And I saw a guy that was they had like a concert up there.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I've always kind of wanted to do that since then, but like obviously I cannot be on top of a building right now.
Mm-hmm.
But someday I would like to do a live tin drink from the roof of the launch pad.
Already in the works.
Dope.
Pa, pa, pa. You know that they're, hold on. He's looking. Okay. So they're building a patio up there, right?
I did not know that, but now I do.
Oh, all right. I don't know if you did. That was actually in the works pre-COVID. But I'm actually... I'll tell you this off camera. I'll have to tell you. Okay. So let's finish up the show. Let's wrap
it up. Let's wrap this up because now I'm very interested.
Watch the Mighty Ducks. Watch the Mighty Ducks.
Watch Marriage versus Marriage or Mortgage or whatever.
I do. I want to watch that now.
You need to watch it.
I feel like I need to get a girlfriend again, and then I'll watch it.
No, you can watch it by yourself, Christopher. It is hilarious.
I want to.
You'll be getting a cat here soon.
That's true.
Yes, watch it with your cat.
Cats are great to watch television with. Trust
me. James and I are going to Alamogordo next Saturday.
Ooh.
We are. Did you forget that, James? Did you forget?
No. It's on my calendar.
I want to go see your mom.
Hey, do you guys have a truck?
Do we?
Yeah.
We do. I don't know that it would make it all the way to Alamogordo. But we have a truck.
We're going there to pick up furniture. So
yeah, we're gonna go pick up.
Oh.
So we need a truck though. So that's a big problem.
But you know what? I can. Well, no, never mind.
Honestly, if you guys want to go, you can go. It's for one night. If you guys want to go, because my parents bought a new house. They are no longer. Do you guys want to go? Really? You guys are totally invited.
I'll have to talk to Hamster, but
talk to Hamster. If you guys can go, actually, I don't know if I would need. Then you could guys actually bring a piece of furniture back for me, and I wouldn't need a truck because I could bring it in my truck and your truck because I have two pieces that I need to bring. So,
okay.
So we could do it. I think we could do it. But yeah,
I'm just there to help with lifting.
Yeah, he's there to help because my dad can't lift anything anymore.
Do you think we could fit it in our car with the seat?
You could fit the one piece that can lay on its side. It's like a. So one of them is like an island for my kitchen.
Oh, okay.
You guys could take that. Like the other one is like a little refrigerator, and I could fit that in mine. That has to stand up. So, dude, I would love that if you guys could go.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I'll talk to Hamster.
Just for the night. And my parents have plenty of room. Their house is so the house is way bigger than the house that they lived in Cloudcroft.
Really?
It's
really? The house that had an extra apartment upstairs.
Yeah. It's a $300,000 house in Alamogordo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys are more than welcome, and we'll party in Alamogordo. Or tell them. Yeah, I know there's breweries there too. I don't know, but tell them.
Yeah, I can be your guys' DD. So.
Does he work on Saturdays?
I don't know. I don't know what his schedule is. I forget.
All right.
But
well, let me know.
If he's off, I'll go.
Okay. Sounds good. But thank you guys for listening. It's been a fun show. You guys want to promote anything you didn't promote in the first hour?
Nope. I'm good.
Cool. James?
Apparently Nugget Night is happening soon.
Nugget Night's coming. Nugget
That sounds pretty good.
Well,
no, nothing I can think of.
I'm actually excited once you guys are, Holly Ann, you can't get vaccinated until you've had the kid. Is that right?
Well, that's my personal choice, yeah.
Okay. James, get your vaccine so you can be here.
Okay, I am. I'll look into it tomorrow. I didn't know it was going on
Monday.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Open.
I'll look into where I can get it.
James, you are now because other than Holly Ann, you're the only person I know that doesn't have one. Our friend Steph drove to Clovis Friday to get her first.
I know. Hamster got that too, where he was like, should I drive to Clovis?
It'll be open tomorrow, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'll find out where I can get it tomorrow.
That just tells you how shitty Clovis is because they're like, we're not going to take it. They have so many extra. I want to thank everybody for listening to the show. We do live shows here most Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. on Sunday nights. Facebook.com/10drink. We have a YouTube channel. Subscribe. We have a Twitch channel. Subscribe. Other than that, we love you guys. Get your vaccine. Let's, make the world. Let's go back to normal.
And still wear your mask even if you get the vaccine, please.
Yes.
I'm still going to wear my mask.
Yeah.
Just right now, especially just for pollen.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
yes. And with that, we are
10drink
Minimum.com.
Yeah.